Hello, YouTube. I'm on here to share about the side effects holding unforgiveness and bitterness in your heart. There is side effects to everything in this world today. There is side effects to everything that you do in the world today. There are going to be some side effects. Okay, just like medicine. There's some medicine, okay? But there are side effects in holding unforgiveness inside of your heart. There are side effects, and there is a lot of bitter women. There's a lot of bitter women, bitter men and women in this world today. So, what does it say about holding unforgiveness and bitterness in your heart? What is the side effects to that? Let's pull that up. Okay. The side effects to holding unforgiveness and bitterness in your heart. Let's see the side effects. Let me pull it up. The side effects of holding bitterness in your heart.
According to Men's Health, it hurts your heart. A study from Emory University found that angry, bitter people have higher blood pressure and heart rate and are more likely to die from heart disease. Experiencing negative emotions instinctively prepares your body to fight, says Golston, which increases blood pressure.
Now that's what unforgiveness and bitterness do to your heart, do to your body. Okay. The woman may look nice on the outside, but nobody knows what's going on the inside but Jesus. So, unforgiveness, that's what it does to your body. That's what holding on to unforgiveness and bitterness does. Holding on to that stuff in your heart. And it says right here in Ephesians 5:4-31, get rid of all bitterness, slander, brawling, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassion, forgiving one another, just as Christ has forgiven you. Follow God's example. Forgiveness is hard when you're trying to do it on your own, okay? But when you go to Jesus and ask Jesus to help you to forgive that person, he'll give you strength. And even if that person don't want to forgive you, you're not responsible for that. You can release that person over Jesus Christ and let God handle that. And you can walk in God's freedom. You don't have to get on your knees and beg somebody to forgive you. You don't got to do that. You can take the bitterness, the rage, the slander, the brawling, whatever it is you carrying in your heart, you can give it over to Jesus and ask Jesus. I know, ask Jesus Christ to give you strength to forgive that person. That don't mean you have to be friends with them. That just means that you're going to walk in God's freedom and you continue to pray for that person. That's what happened when you have a relationship with Christ. But when you don't have a relationship with Jesus and you try to forgive somebody on your own strength, you can't do it. When you don't have a relationship with Christ and you're not filled up with God's Holy Spirit, it's going to be difficult to forgive that person. Because some of the stuff that people do, you can't do it on your own. There's a lot of bitter women in this world. There's a lot of bitter women who've been in some messed up relationships and they jump from one toxic relationship to another. Instead of hooking up with Jesus and letting God, getting hooked up with Christ, they don't do that. And they fix up the outside. They got their hair, they got their nails done, but on the inside, they still got that bitterness on the inside of their heart. I'm praying for the bitter women in this world who on the outside look like they got it together, but on the inside, they messed up. I'm praying for the bitter women in the world. And I'm praying for anybody out there that may be carrying some baggage of unforgiveness or bitterness. It has side effects. There are side effects in holding on to unforgiveness in your heart. I just shared with you what it caused. It caused your blood pressure to go up. It caused you to be sick. All right. And the person that you hold that against, they might not even know. So he says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, brawling, slander along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate, forgiving one another just as Christ has forgiven you. But you got to have a relationship with Jesus and ask him to help you to forgive this person. That doesn't mean you got to be friends with them. But that means if you release that unforgiveness and you give it over to Christ, he can help you because Jesus Christ forgave you. He forgave you. He forgave me. That don't mean you got to be friends with the person. It just means you're releasing it to Christ. But you can't forgive someone who done you wrong without Jesus. You need Jesus to help you to forgive. He can help you because he forgave you. Okay? He forgave you everything you done when he sent his son to that cross. So real true forgiveness come when you say, Jesus Christ, I need your help. I can't do this. I need help. And even if that person don't want to forgive you, guess what? You're not responsible for that. Because when you hold on to unforgiveness and bitterness and slander, it's going to make you sick. It's going to make you real sick. I'm praying for all the bitter women in this world who are carrying bitterness in their heart, that they would just surrender it to Jesus, to let Christ help them. Okay? And you can release that person to Christ, and you can walk in God's forgiveness. Don't mean you got to be friends with the person, but you can pray for the person that done you wrong. I'm praying for the people that's carrying a baggage of bitterness in their heart. He said, get rid of all bitterness, rage, slander, brawling, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate, forgiving one another, just as Christ has forgiven you. I'm praying for all the people in this world who are carrying the baggage of bitterness in their heart, that you would make a choice to give that over to Christ, that you would give that over to Jesus. He can help you. But holding unforgiveness in your heart, it has some side effects. It can make you very sick. It really can. But if you go to Jesus, if you get into a relationship with Jesus and make a choice, he can help you. It doesn't matter if the person don't want to forgive you. Guess what? That ain't got nothing to do with you. Just go to Jesus and ask Jesus Christ to help you to forgive that person and release that person over to Jesus. And you can follow Christ's example, but you got to have a relationship with Christ. He can help you. He can help you. But holding unforgiveness in your heart, it does have an effect on you. Peace out.